Three, two, one. Command has been given. Crank him up.
Let's go. When I say I don't know, I don't know.
Let's go, baby.
Now, the morning drive.
Buckle up, everybody.
A little bit of this and a little bit of that.
It's a game changer.
I listen to you guys every single day on my way to work.
Well, again, I'm not a doctor, nor do I play one on the radio.
You guys are amazing.
What are you doing over there?
I'm going to the top.
The morning drive with Mike Bagley and Pete Pistone.
To the bat balls.
Sirius XM, NASCAR Radio, Channel 90, live and on the air for this Wednesday morning, May 17th, 2023. Mike Bagley here in Del Marvelous, Studio 1D. We've got Pistol Pete Pistone in the Paisan Palace in Chicago. We've got Davey and Henry in Studio 134 of the Beltway Bureau in our nation's capital. Salute, everybody. We welcome each and every one of you to this Wednesday morning, and happy hump day to you, Triple P.
Good morning, Bagman. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday to one and all. Halfway home here on the work week, and salute. I got a nice fresh cup of coffee here. Everything's good. Although Shelly threw me a curveball. She did not buy the Dunkin' Donut Original K-Cup. She bought, that's not bad. Now, you know me. I put a lot of ingredients in my coffee.
Accoutrement.
I think one time Mike called it a coffee milkshake because I put so much cream and sugar in my coffee when we travel. So I don't know if I taste the biggest difference here, but this one tastes a little bitter. It's a Kona blend. Anybody know anything about the Kona coffee?
Yeah,
that's what I'm drinking.
That strong stuff.
It's strong.
Yeah. Oh, it's strong.
So, do you think, Baggy, does it strong, little extra caffeine kick or just strong taste, you know?
Everything.
Okay.
Strong everything.
Oh, stand back. I'm fixing to get wide open then today.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All of a sudden, you go from talking like this to, no, we're talking like this, and he does
Oh,
On
boy.
the chip.
All right. It's going to be a really good edition of Pistol Pete's Power Rankings then today with the Kona blend. Look at it go. How are you today there, Palomino? What's happening on a Wednesday?
Not much. We are halfway through the work week, obviously. We are in the process of unpacking and everything from Darlington. And, of course, I'll be here on the home front here the next couple of weekends, so we'll get caught up on some stuff around here. And it's basically yesterday was one of those days, being that I get up so early in the morning, I need that afternoon nap.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I used to be 3 and 4 hours, but I've dialed it back to about an hour, hour and a half. So I lay down yesterday, and what I normally do is there's a function in the iPhone called Do Not Disturb, sleep, work, whatever like that, where it'll turn your phone notifications off and the sounds off, but the messages will come through. And when you bring the phone back out of Do Not Disturb mode, that's when you get all your messages. Yes, the system and that great song, Don't Disturb This Groove. Well, I was trying to get in that sleep groove. I forgot to go into sleep mode.
Oh.
And it doesn't matter. I can sit here for hours and not have any type of communication on this device, but you let me lay down, 5 minutes later, ping, ping, phone ringing, emails going off, text messages coming in. And that was the day yesterday. So I said, okay, well, this is the Lord telling me to get up. Obviously,
the Lord,
or reminding me next time, lay down and turn that thing on.
There you
so
go.
I got about 30 minutes in there, and here we are.
Yeah.
But well rested, and I've noticed we are light here by 5:30 in the morning.
Same here.
Walk outside, birds. I mean, they're getting it already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, and we're also later now. Sunset's almost 8:30. I love late. When it gets darker later. Now, I don't need Michigan late because when we go to Michigan, it wouldn't get dark to almost 10 o'clock. I don't need it that late, but I need at least 9. And then, because in the wintertime, when it gets dark so early, 4:45, you have dinner, you sit down, start watching Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune, and you're like, oh, man, it's about time for bed. Okay, it's 7:05.
Right.
I got no shame.
Yeah.
No shame.
Do you go? See, the problem with me, I've talked about this before, Buddy will go upstairs the minute the first person goes upstairs because he can't wait to do the old swan dive into the little crate up there, make himself all cozy, and go to bed. So to your point, Baggy, if I get up even at 7 and say, I'm going to go upstairs and whatever, brush my teeth, he thinks we're going upstairs. All right, let's go. Shut her down. He'll shut her down at 7 o'clock at night if you let him. It's too early. It's too early. So yesterday, to your point, the weather, I mentioned beautiful weather day here yesterday. So I had sort of the combo platter, did some things here in the office, wrote the power rankings, prepped for a Big Ten show, and then I went outside, I cleaned the grill. So the grill's clean from top to bottom, which is good. I was surprised. Sometimes winters around here, as you know, are rough. And even though the grill's covered, it takes a beating sometimes in the winter. And you open it up, you're like, and I still grill in the winter, but getting in all the nooks and crannies, it wasn't that bad. So I spent a little time doing that. Did another section of the house, toiling my soil. And I sent you guys a picture of my tool. So you saw my
turning. Okay, well, hold on a minute. No. First of all, you're turning soil, and your soil turning device. Be careful how you say this. Stuff,
okay,
please.
whatever. I'm turning my soil outside. The little thing with the wheel on the end. So I did a little section around the property yesterday, and then I said to myself, like we talked yesterday, well, guess what? I'm going to get ready and have dinner, and I'm going to sit down and watch myself a little ASA late model stock car racing for North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Boom, boom, boom.
No good.
Nope.
Yeah, that got rained out.
No
Some
dice.
pretty. Did you see the pictures of the clouds around the racetrack yesterday? Holy cow!
Angry.
Rough. That was rough. So triple header today on Flow Racing. You're gonna have the ASA race first, and then late model stock cars and pro late models for the Cars Tour. So basically, a triple header of short track racing coming your way on a Wednesday, Baggy.
Number 3.
Everybody else is going to North Wilkesboro. Mother Nature had to stick her nose in it, too.
She wanted to see what the revival's all about. I don't blame her.
Well, first, I got a little nervous because we got some pictures there where some of the racetrack was starting to come apart during practice, and looks like they put that back together. So keep our fingers crossed there. And then all that rain came, so that was a shame. That was kind of a bummer. So that threw a curveball at what the evening plan was going to be. So I wound up watching a couple of shows with Shelley, a little Succession, a little Ginny in Georgia, and then I shut it down.
Now, tonight, so they're doing that makeup race, 5:30, and then the, excuse me, the allergies are out of control right here.
Oh, boy.
They've got the 5:30 makeup, then they got the 8 and the 10 o'clock race card playing off tonight. So, it's going to be a full
Settle
evening
in.
and night of racing at North Wilkesboro as long as Mother Nature cooperates.
Yeah. Well, I think it moved out from what I saw, but those were some angry, Davey said, angry clouds around Wilkesboro yesterday. So look forward to doing that. And really, that's it. And then then this warm weather happened, and then we kept getting warned that we were having a pneumonia front come through here at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yep.
And the temperature dropped literally, not making it up, 30 degrees when that front went through. It went from 80-something to 50-something.
Son.
So that was a little weird. I know. That was weird. Now we're going to warm back up, but yeah, that was kind of odd. So it's kind of a very full day around these parts. Lots going on a lot of different fronts.
Well, we're going to get part of that. They're not calling it a pneumonia front. They're calling it a clipper. That's going to just pop in. But so much so that, like the Poconos, I think either one night in the next 2 or 3 nights, when you get up in the morning, it's going to be 31 degrees in the Poconos.
Mm-hmm.
And now we'll be there in a couple months for the race.
31.
So, but
Wow.
when we go there, it's always so hot. When we go, it's a place that can be so hot, can be so cold at the same time in opposite times of year, but now mixed in with everything else we got.
Yeah. Now, I know we in Chicago don't have much room to talk in terms of our sports teams. We're not doing very well. But your adopted sports city of Philadelphia, Baggy, really going through some tough times right now.
Oh.
First, the Eagles lose the Super Bowl to the Chiefs. Before that, the Phillies lost the World Series to the Astros. And now, with the Sixers losing to the Celtics, you lost your head coach, Doc Rivers, in one fell swoop.
I know.
I feel so bad for you. You make the championships and the playoffs every year. Wow.
Well, that always begs the question: would you rather not be part of that and get your hopes up and get kicked in the you-know-where, or would you want to get down and do what the Philadelphia sports teams?
Of course I'd rather get down. Kidding me?
Okay.
I've been in mediocrity all my life.
Well, I'll tell you.
You've only been working with us for how many months? Take it easy.
Okay, no. I'm not going to lump us in with that mess.
You're talking about the DC.
Because I live that mess too.
Yeah,
So,
all right. DC
You still live it a
sports.
little bit, yeah.
DC sports.
But no, I
was
totally
just-
would rather go to the championship, go to the playoffs every year, rather
And
than
lose.
just be sad and depressed all the time.
All right. What's the tone in Philly with Doc Rivers getting the boot, Baggy? You got a sense?
Well, we've not really gotten. I've not listened to Philly sports radio, so I don't know what the fallout of that. I'm sure that they're ready to get him blown out because they've gotten to the dance the last 3 years and they've been plucked out of the playoffs. But I like Doc Rivers because he's on TV every night during the basketball season. I mean, with his his media availabilities that they have in the locker room and all that stuff. So I've been seeing him a lot. He just seems like a cool dude. Wasn't a fan of his when he was a player, but as a coach, and he obviously has been able to get us to a certain point. But then the thought process was, listen, they feel they're one player away from being that contender. Now they did put up hang on. I took a screenshot of this because I was going to share this with you guys today. Stand by. Hang on. They had the list of potentials to
take his place,
replace him.
Yeah.
And here are the potentials. Nick Nurse, former Raptors coach.
Champion.
Fired.
Monty Williams, former Suns coach.
Yes.
Mike Budenholzer, former Bucks coach.
Former champion.
Mike D'Antoni. D'Antoni, whatever, from the Rockets.
Mike D'Antoni from the Rockets, yes.
Sam Cassell, 76ers assistant coach. Didn't he used
Sam
to
A.
play with the Pacers?
Yeah.
it
Rockets.
Pacers?
He was
Clippers.
Clippers. He was with a couple.
Also was a
teams.
Wizards assistant back in the day.
Yeah.
And they will not let this man rest. Jay Wright, former Villanova coach, they want this man to coach something basketball-wise in
Leave him
Philadelphia
alone.
so bad.
No.
Leave this man. They are trying to pull this man out of mothballs. Let the man enjoy the fruits of his labor. Everything that comes up. Jay Wright. Jay Wright. Okay, no, he doesn't want to. Although I like Jay. Because being in the area, I would follow Villanova as well. And he's just a cool dude. Just a cool guy.
He's not going to come back because the coaches don't wear suits on the sidelines anymore in the
gonna
NBA.
say.
Hey, he was the best dressed coach in college basketball. You kidding me?
And he'd be the best dressed one in the NBA if he gets hired.
What's funny is this is very similar to like this sport. When you get to a certain point, what's that missing ingredient to get you to the promised land, to the championship? It's the same thing. Is it a crew chief?
Right here.
Is it a crew chief? Is it? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Like the players obviously are one thing, and Doc Rivers, let's be honest, he's got that track record where he only can get you so far, and he can't bust down the door to, in this case, the championship or victory lane. There's a lot of similarities when you talk about race teams in NASCAR, Baggy. There really are.
Well, and there's a lot of that happening right now to where it seems like a team is getting to a certain point, and then it's like they hit that glass ceiling. It's like, okay, what do we got to do? We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. And it's almost like they're looking for that one thing as well to get her to the next level or to break through that glass ceiling to get to the next one. But no. So anyway, that's the lay of the land here in Philadelphia. Phillies are awful. And, the Flyers, they've been awful. Sixers got punted out of the playoffs, and the Eagles didn't win the Super Bowl. Other than that, everything's great in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. Well, listen.
How's the Union?
There's no parade routes being, drawn up here in Chicago either, so trust me, it's not that good.
Speaking of the Union, they're calling it the Battle of the Beltway, which I disagree with. That's Eagles and Washington, but DC United is coming to play the Union, I guess, this weekend.
Vamos.
And it's a big deal.
Really?
It is a big deal.
Get out there, Baggy. Get out there. Got to support the team.
Look, I'll support the team. I ain't playing for the team.
Well, no, I might go get
Well, you
yourself-
said get in there. I'm like, what do you want me to do?
no.
Pele, I am not.
Backy on the pitch.
No.
That is not going to happen.
You're not, Roy Kent or Jamie Tart.
Playing
we
a
just
4-4-2 with Backy in
just-
goal.
Let's put on your, what's the jersey called? The kit. Put your kit on and get out
full
there and
kit.
root the team. Yeah. You see Baggy out there with the soccer shorts and the soccer kit shirt?
Hey, where are those orange slices? Don't give me that tangerine mess.
That's exactly what he would say.
Hey, what is this? Come on. What are we doing here?
Oh, I can't afford more than clementines. What are we doing?
What is there, war on? What, are we rationing all of a sudden?
Supply chain
What's going on
again?
with the war on citrus?
First you got cream cheese, now it's the oranges.
Okay. All right, Davey. Calm down.
Michelle brought some navel oranges the other day. Literally, you needed like a safe cracker to get in the damn thing. My God, those peels were tight. What's going on here? I couldn't peel it. I don't like a tight peel, Baggy. It's tough.
Got to address this.
What's going
We
on?
must address this.
I said, are
What's
these
going on?
were these on sale? She goes, no. Well, why are they so hard to peel? Well, it must have been a rough winter down there, and they had thick skin. You got that thick skin, Baggy.
Oh, yes. What else is going on here before we hit this first break?
This was another something I saw yesterday. It just caught my eye for no reason. The most popular baby names of 2022 came out. And nobody that I know is having a baby that I know of in our family. Olivia is still the top name for girls. So it's Olivia, Emma, and Charlotte. And I bring up Charlotte because you spent a lot of time in that airport.
Too much time in that airport.
On the boys' side, it's Liam, Noah, Gregson, and Oliver. So I find it interesting. Olivia and Oliver are both on the top 3 for babies' names for girls and boys.
Ollie.
Interesting.
All right.
Ollie, yeah.
Well,
So there you have it.
It's interesting you bring a list up because there was a list that was published, I want to say yesterday. Excuse me. I saw this yesterday. And this is from our friends at U.S. News and World Report. Very reputable magazine. I love their work. They give the top 10 best places to live in America based on quality of life, value,
Okay.
desirability, and job market indexes. Are you ready?
Is Mars on that list? Because I'm going tomorrow.
Number 10,
Yeah.
Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Go Hawks.
Number 9, Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Interesting.
Number 8, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Not that 85.
Number 7,
miles.
I know a lot of people that are moving. I know people from Lauderdale that are moving to Charlotte.
Really? I kind of thought
Yeah.
that boom, because there was a big boom there. I thought it slowed down, but obviously not.
Number 7, Portland, Maine. Number 8, Naples, Florida. Number 5, Sarasota, Florida. Number 4, Boulder, Colorado.
Number 4.
Number 3, Raleigh and Durham, North Carolina.
Number 3.
Carolina Hurricanes. Okay.
Number 2.
Huntsville, Alabama.
Number 1.
And the number 10 on the list of top 10 best places to live in the number 1 position, Petey,
Yeah.
Green Bay, Wisconsin. Get up there. Go ahead.
Poor Aaron.
You literally, well, the reason now it's a good place to live is because that insufferable Aaron Rodgers is out. There you go. Come on in, everybody.
That was this week's edition of Pistol Pete's Power Rankings.
No, it
No
really
thanks to
wasn't.
you, Bagman.
No, it
No,
was
it's U.S.
not.
News and World Report.
It's funny. Outside of Charlotte, when you went through the list, most of those cities are on the sort of the mid-range, smaller size. A little smaller. Although I haven't been to Colorado Springs in a long time, since whenever the last time I was out at Colorado National. No, not Colorado National. Pikes Peak. I haven't been out there in a long time. Interesting.
I
Too
love
cold.
going out there. That
Too
was
much.
awesome.
They get snow. I told you one time I went to a Rockies game in June in Denver, and it was snowed out, and the next day it was 80. It's like, no
Oh,
thanks.
one of
No
the
thanks.
last races we ever did at Pikes Peak International Raceway, I took Mom with me, and she had never been to that part of the country. She'd never been out west. So I'm like, why don't you go to Pikes Peak? There's room for you in the booth, and there's fun things to do, a nice little restaurant. So she's okay. So Mom and I flew to Denver, got the car, drove to Colorado Springs. The track was down in Fountain.
Yep.
And then, so when we got done, we had to, it was Dan Hubbard in the car. We left Pikes Peak International Raceway, and it was like 74 degrees. And we're watching the thermometer was in the center console up where you poke the lights, turn them on there in the center on the ceiling.
Yep.
And we're watching it go down, as we're going further north. We got halfway to Denver, and we ran into a snow squall to where we had to pull off the side of the road and tap the ice off the windshields and everything. When we got that night, we stayed at the airport, and a lot of the teams were staying there too. We got 3 inches of snow, and it was 29 degrees that night.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Hours
thank you.
prior, we were in the 70s in Colorado Springs.
No,
it was
thank
amazing.
You'll have that when you have that high elevation out there, and it's a very high elevation for sure when you go to Colorado Springs. I mean, you couldn't get any higher, I don't think, than when you go to Colorado Springs, elevation-wise.
Yeah, okay.
It's not hot and high, but it's cold and high.
Hot and high.
Coming up at the bottom of the hour, we got headline check number 1. We've got Pistol Pete's Power Rankings after the Goodyear 400 at Darlington. We are going to spend some time chatting with some personnel from the Wood Brothers this morning. Coming up at 8, we'll chat with Brian Wilson, the crew chief for Harrison Burton, coming off his first top 10 of the season. At 8:50, we've got the calendar this morning. At 9, we're going to check in with Winston Kelly at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Coming up at 9:30, we've got Eddie Wood of Wood Brothers Racing. Coming up at 10, we've got Ross Chastain's crew chief, Phil Surgeon. He'll join us. And you can join us as well at 866 Pit Lane. And you can also tweet us this morning at SiriusXM NASCAR, hashtag TMD NASCAR.